webinar dyan. Live guys,
This is shown in both Facebook as well as in Webinar Jam. So there are two platforms.
I'm starting Facebook.
Yay! Ta-da! All right. Hi, everybody. This is Sanchez here in Success Live. And I'm so super excited because we have here with us our dear friend and mentor, Edward Lee.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
You know, Edward is my financial mentor, so it's with great pride that I'm able to share him with you. And he's so generous to come here on his own. You know, he does not need me, he does not need us, but he just wants to share his wisdom and help some people here. He has this belief, Edward, you have this belief that, I remember you were telling me that everyone, every Filipino can become rich.
Deserves to be rich.
Deserves to be rich.
Yes, that's our tagline, no? COL, that we believe that all Filipinos deserve to be rich. So because of that tagline, we have to do our best, right? Just to educate as many Filipinos as possible.
And you've been able to do it. You have thousands of people now who are investing in the stock market, building their wealth. Once upon a time, they were not there.
Yes. It was a long process.
Yeah.
Almost 18 years already.
18 years.
Yes, of doing these things. All about educating and sharing with people the importance of financial literacy.
You know, guys, this is just, you know, we're starting off. Before I start asking questions to our dear mentor on, you know, you have questions, feel free to comment, feel free to write those questions in the comment section. We'd love to answer them. Also, if you have friends right now and you're thinking of them, oh, I wish my friend will hear this interview, will hear the stories from Edward. You know, if just go tag, share. We're gonna have fun today. We're gonna learn lots and lots and lots from Edward. We're gonna talk about this. Like, I'm gonna ask him a little bit about his background, because a lot of people think that you know, when you see Edward right now, they see, oh, he was born rich. You know, I get that from Filipinos. Every time you see somebody who's Filipino Chinese, you'll say, oh, they're all rich, you know. But Edward will tell you now. Edward, tell me a little bit of your background, so we'll correct that misconception.
Well, I was born and raised by a salesman. My father was a salesman, and my mom was a teacher.
A teacher,
yes, a grade school teacher.
Wow.
So I was just very lucky that I was always sharing the community, that I was really loved unconditionally, mainly because I really don't enjoy school, and a lot of times I sleep in class. So those are very challenging.
Your
times.
Grades were not good?
Terrible grades. Yeah. From high school, from grade school. My mom is a teacher there, so it's easy to get by. But in high school, it was more challenging, and
because your mom was not there anymore.
Was not there anymore. Yes. But I was also very lucky, because at that time, in the 1970s, a lot of these demonstrations. So we were given what we call the mass promotion. So we graduated basically.
1970. 1970. That was before martial law.
That's right.
And there was a lot of demonstrations. So there was this 1 year where all high school students would graduate automatically.
Right.
He was included.
Yes. As long as you're not noisy in school. Since I was sleeping most of the time, so I get to graduate.
Edward, you're giving a lot of people hope. Because there are parents here who are thinking of their children. You know, oh yes, my kid has bad grades, so they can become successful like Edward Lee. So don't be too hard on your kids.
That's right. Yes.
No, don't. In fact, that's the story of Edward. His parents loved him unconditionally. He loves telling me that. You know, when we have lunch together, he'll always say that the reason why he's successful now is because of the unconditional love of his parents.
That's right.
So Edward, just give me a little story. You know, when you go home, with your report card that was colorful. What does your dad and mom say?
Well, my dad would always tell me that I'm a good kid. It's just that probably I went to school at a very early age, so he will use us as an excuse, right? And he will always tell me that if your classmate can do well and it takes 1 hour, you just have to work harder, right? It takes 2-3 hours just to be able to, and you will be able to make it also. So those were the things that it's always being motivated, loved. So that was, I think, that's why I was always sharing with you.
So Edward, no screaming, nothing like that?
None.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
and then
amazing.
Even today, I was joking that my mom even still believed that I graduated from school. And I was not kicked out. So that's how love can do for you, right?
We need to say this to the world, and if the mother of Edward is watching right now, she will be shocked because yes, Edward Lee did not finish college. That's the shocking thing. Look how successful he is. But he's and so to all the dropouts out there, there is still hope. Don't look down on yourself and punish yourself and condemn yourself to poverty.
In fact, I was sharing with you that I went to my alumni last week, and when I was giving a talk, and there was this student also that was also.
You're talking of your high school.
High school, yeah. So I go there twice a year, and to share my. It's a dedication day, and then I was sharing about life. And there was this kid that was also sleeping in class. That was sleeping. And after my talk, I said, one day you will also be very successful because like me, I was also sleeping in class.
Oh my God!
So just to anchor it and tell him that there's hope. Right?
There's hope. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun. Always fun to work with grade 11. And it was really good.
Beautiful. Yeah. Edward loves doing that. He wants to give back. He's already reached this level of success in his life. But Edward, so from you got kicked out. No, not kicked out. Did you get kicked out in college?
Yes.
Okay, so he got kicked out in college, but he started working, and he's now, of course, everybody knows Edward Lee. If you're in the stock market, you know Edward Lee. He's the stock market guru. He started in the stock market when he was 18 years old. That's unbelievable. Right. So at that time when you got kicked out,
that was the reason why I got kicked out, right? I was spending all my time in the stock market. So my class was the exchange.
Amazing.
That's the reason why I got kicked out. Yes,
wow. Right, but that was really your passion.
That's right. I was exposed to what they called an organization called the Junior Achievement of the Philippines.
Yes.
J8, so our 48th year already. And then I was exposed to the stock market by one of our mentors. Visited his office, and he said, and I look at all this chart at the back of his office, and he said, I asked him what's all this, and he said, this is our charts of publicly listed company, and he gave me a book to read, and then I started.
Wow.
Investing in it.
That's beautiful.
That's right.
That's beautiful. And then you started also your company. How old were you when you started your own company?
1978. So I worked for 4 years first.
Yes.
And then 1978. So I was about 23 years old.
23 years old.
My
wall.
It's a wallpaper. It's a wall covering. I started as a wallpaper company, and then window covering.
Were you the one? Were you the one who would put it on the wall?
No. But if our wallpaper installer don't show up, I will be the one.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. It was a tiny company.
Yes, very small company. We started with 50,000 pesos each.
50,000 pesos. Woo.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right. There are three of us, so 150,000, and start the business. Yeah, you start small and build it over through time.
I want you to be shocked by this fact. I was when the first time I heard it, that to this day the company is there. It's still doing incredible, not just wallpapers, of course, now, but you've got office furniture. They outfit entire buildings. It is a humongous company but how many years now? So
39 years. This is our 39th year. Yes.
Now that, my friend, is success. It's not just something that appears now and gone, in a few years. This is real success when you're able to, over time. And
That's
but
right.
that you always tell me that, Edward, that the secret to success is time.
That's correct. Yes. Yes.
So it works in business and also in the stock market.
Of course, especially in the stock market, because if you're young and you start investing within 10 years, with just 3,000 to 5,000 pesos, 10 years from now, you should be with a 10% return on equity.
Yes,
you should really be a millionaire, right?
Yes,
if you think about it.
Yes,
that's right.
Amazing.
Yes.
And so Edward was so just wanted to say that, right? Edward was not born rich. And so he had to, at the very young age, go through the difficulties and the hardships, 23 years old, putting up his small business. But then over time, he just kept at it. And I want to bring this topic right here. This is very important. Edward always tells me the reason why he's successful is he had no choice. Edward, can you share a little bit more about that? Why do you say that? You had no choice when you were kicked out?
Well, it's normal because academically you're poor. You don't have a degree.
Yeah.
So you just have to, apply for a job that somebody will hire you. And I was hired as a key puncher, a verifier. I worked from afternoon shift, 3 to 10.
Yeah.
And from there, you work hard. You
were earning
8 pesos a day.
8 pesos a day.
That's right. Yes.
8 pesos a day.
The company is still alive. And what we do is, in fact, for most of our major servers, we still buy from them. They help us. The company that I used to work for in 1974 is now our major supplier for all our computers. Yes.
Wow.
Right.
Amazing.
Yes.
So you had no choice because your grades were poor and no company was hiring you.
Yes.
And then when you started your business, you said, well, I'll just keep on doing this.
That's right.
No choice.
No choice. Yes,
Life is difficult.
Yes.
The job is difficult. The business is difficult. No choice.
Accept it. Yeah, that's right. That's always the biggest challenge if you're bright and you have many choices.
Too many options.
Yes. And you have a job, and then if you're not happy,
you transfer.
You transfer to the second one, transfer to the third one. They don't understand that they have to stick it out and work so that they will build their character, their personality, in being able to work with their superior, and so that they can have a future in that company.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's what is always the biggest challenge. For most of these very intelligent, academically very strong.
And when they have a business, they easily give up because there's a job waiting for them. A company can just pick them up. So they don't persevere through those difficulties. So they don't wait for that business to flourish. They give up too easily at the early stage.
Because if they're in a hurry, that's what will happen.
Yes, that's right.
If they want instant gratification, that's also the biggest challenge. So building businesses takes time also,
yes, absolutely.
So from one customer to the next one, so that over time, you take care of them, give them a good product, give them the good service.
That's right.
Then it's a plus one. So over time, your business will compound.
That's right. And Edward, we got to know each other about 10 years ago.
That's right. Yes.
And I still remember that. You invited me for lunch. You said you read my book. And I knew nothing of the stock market at that time.
That's right. Yes.
And you opened my eyes to it. And then you said, I'll teach you.
Yes.
And wow, the rest is history.
Of course, after 10 years. That's right. Yeah.
So COL Financial was 7 years? Was 7 years old then?
COL was started in 1999.
Yes.
And then we
listed it.
We listed it in 2006.
Ah, okay. So it's 1 year.
Yes. After that, we met.
Yes.
I remember I read your book. It's 8 Secrets of the Truly Rich.
That's right.
And I said I want to work with you. Yeah. From the first time, I think what I did was I invited you to speak for my people. Right?
Yes.
About 350 books from you, and, then, and that's how it all started.
And you know, the Truly Rich Club was already existing before I met Edward, but it was not about the stock market yet. It was more about financial mindset, which is very important, you know. But then when he started teaching me, okay, here's how to do it, I started teaching Truly Rich Club members how to invest in the stock market. And then we were just able to help thousands upon thousands of people. We have 20,000 members now, and growing. And we just want to keep on teaching people how to invest in the stock market. Of course, Edward and his team, not just Edward, but the team of analysts and all of that, they help Truly Rich Club. And we're separate companies, okay? COL Financial and the Truly Rich Club, we're separate, totally separate, actually. But you need both. The Truly Rich Club, we advise, we guide, we help. Twice a month, we give out a stocks update where we tell people what stocks to buy, what stocks to sell. We really guide people, hand holding. That's what we do. COL Financial, it gives you the platform where or the actual ability to buy the stock and to sell the stock. Edward, I remember after you started teaching me and I started learning how, one of the first people I taught was my maid.
That's
actually
right.
My maids and my driver, and they started investing in the stock market, and that was such a beautiful experience. Then I started teaching all the employees of our ministries. So now almost 200 of them, from managers to messengers, you know, editors and writers and photographers and janitors are now investing in the stock market, and that was exciting. It was. I was telling. Edward started teaching his driver also.
Yes.
So that was good.
No, the beauty about this is that when you approach me, because our people didn't want to open an account for you.
Yeah.
Because then what we did was we dropped the minimum from 25,000 to 5,000 pesos. I remember that. Yeah.
To open a COL Financial account, then it was 25,000 pesos. And so
start, yes.
And I was very, very happy when Edward said, no, let's bring it really down to 5,000. You just need 5,000 pesos to open an account. And that 5,000 is not paid to COL. No, it's that 5,000 is what you use to buy stocks. Okay.
That's right.
And I love that decision. It was a decision from the owner. And at that time, he was the first one who did it.
That's right. That's right.
No one was doing that. But he said, no, every Filipino deserves to be rich.
That's correct, yes.
So my helper has 1.3 million pesos, probably more now. My first helper. My second helper, about last month, had 950,000 pesos already.
So this month, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going to have 2 millionaire maids at home. So that's amazing. And so a lot of people are doing that. And Edward, maybe the question I want to ask you is about the stock market. There are people here who are listening and watching, and some of them they don't know how to do it, and where do they start, and how can they, you know, this whole idea. I remember you love talking about going to OFWs.
That's correct.
And can you share a little bit about that?
Well, the biggest challenge is that before you go abroad, a lot of them start borrowing money so that they can get the visa to get a job.
Yeah.
So the sad part is that when they start doing well, the first thing they want to do is really to spend it.
Yeah.
Right? And some of them,
that's sad.
Some of them will also borrow. Like I was in Taiwan, and I found out from the manpower services in Taiwan that a lot of these workers are borrowing 7% a month.
Wow.
And just to be able to buy their gadgets or to be able to.
Terrible.
And what they do is they surrender their passport, their ATM card, so that by the end of the month they will be able to collect the debt.
Yeah.
So we were encouraging them not to do that.
Yes.
Then when I went to Hong Kong,
yeah,
and I was talking to a lot of these OFWs also, they said here in Hong Kong we borrow 10% a month.
Oh.
It's even worse. That's why after that round in the OFW, we decided to come back in the Philippines and start educating the school kids.
Wow!
So we focus on the kids already.
Yes.
Because we really believe that we have to share this financial importance of financial literacy at a very young age.
Absolutely.
So then they won't have the same problem as maybe their parents.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what we're doing now. So it's more work.
Yeah.
But happy because the kids are responding, and it takes a while for them to be able to what we call having that mindset of what we always talk about, the 3 basic law of money, that you need to start saving, then you need to start investing and reinvesting it. So it's a mindset that which they have to learn at a very young age.
Some people say, I have very little money, but if you're able to put a little money, even if it's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, depending on your income, but do it every month.
Yeah.
Every month. Over time, you will really be a millionaire.
That's right.
And but it might take 10 years, it might take 7 years, depends on how much you put in. But you have to be consistent.
I think the key is really to have that mindset of that you need to pay yourself.
Yes.
Even though now when I talk to kids, I ask them if they have any allowance.
Yeah.
So just take 10 or 20% of their allowance, just to have that habit of saving and investing.
Yeah.
Because once they have that habit, then they'll be all right. Over time, the rest of the 80%, whenever they make, they can spend it or they can invest in other things. No?
Yes.
But the 10-20% which they put into the investing it, over time, that will be for their financial freedom or really the retirement. No? They'll be able to use it.
Yes.
No? So those are the major things which they have to really understand.
So I repeat, Edward said, it's saving and then investing and then reinvesting. 10 to 20% of your income, put it in the stock market, buying very, very good companies. Edward, maybe a little advice from you. There are 250 plus companies in the stock market.
That's right.
What kind of companies? It's confusing. 250.
Well, nowadays we have what we call the mutual fund, an index fund, which they can invest a small amount of money.
That's right.
So 1,000, 2,000 pesos, you can start investing in the Philippine, believing in the Philippine growth story. So it's an index fund now are available.
That's right.
So we distribute those funds.
So it's available if you have a COL account.
That's right.
COL financial account. You open an account in COL, it's there. You can buy index funds already.
Yes, that's right. Now, if they want to know more about it, we have seminars that they can attend.
Yes.
And of course, the simplest is just buy the best companies in the Philippines.
Yeah.
The companies that they go to, like say, for example, if they go to the mall, they can go to an SM mall, they go to the Ali Mall. So just buying all these companies. And then, like, for example, if you put your money in the bank, the best bank is BDO, BPI, or Metro Bank.
Yep.
Instead of just depositing them, just be the owner. Right?
That's right.
Invest in those companies, and over time, you'll do well. So in other words, you have the best CEO working for you.
Woo!
That's the most important. No?
That's
understanding.
Beautiful.
Yes, that's right.
I hope you got that. Just a simple strategy. Instead of depositing your money in the bank, why not buy the bank? How? Well, the only way to do that, of course, is if you invest in the stock market and buy the bank, buy the stocks of those huge banks. Right. And then over time, if you do it every month, it's going to be powerful.
That's right.
Amazing. Right. Yes. And the other thing I want to share with you, very, very important in the stock market, is just disciplining yourself, because the temptation of the stock market is gambling. You might have an office mate who will tell you, oh, buy this XYZ stock. And you've never heard about it. It's because it's a tiny stock and it says it will double or triple. Edward has a lot of experience with that. Of course, Edward is a trader in the sense of he's taught a lot of trading, but it's very disciplined.
Yes.
That's so different from gambling.
Yes.
maybe we need to warn them, Edward.
That's right, yes.
There might be some gamblers there, quote unquote.
Well, the problem with the stock market is that it goes up and down. No? So sometimes it will excite people.
Yes.
And if you're going to second or third speculative issues, prices can go from 5, 10, 20% in a day. So this excites really people. But like I always share this, is that if you want to be an active trader, you want to be short-term trader, more active, you have to know the rules of the game.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't know the rules of the game, you don't know the company you're buying and selling. You don't have those you don't understand what you're doing.
Yes.
Then you might win once, twice, third time. But on the fourth time, you just lose it all again.
That's right.
So it's always a Ferris wheel. And the reason why most people who are actively in the market, 85% by the end of when the market goes down, 85% will lose money.
That's a huge number. 85%.
It's not only the Philippines; it's global.
Whoa.
It's a global statistics that those who are actively trading without knowing the rules, will just lose money. So
horrible.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's why the stock market, for a lot of old people, will always ban their children to go into the stock market because it's speculative and they will lose
gambling.
Money. They're all gambling. That's right.
So we are teaching here investing.
That's right.
And investing is very, very different. So the Truly Rich Club, we teach investing. Just Truly Rich Club, just join. We'll teach you what stocks to buy and stick to that. And we're not perfect. We can make a wrong recommendation here and there, but if you just follow us over time,
that's right.
You will win.
That's right.
No one can be perfect, by the way. I mean, we live in a planet that we can't predict everything, but over time you'll be able to do it. There's one other thing I want to mention. If you want to be a trader, please, you've got to study. And the only school I will recommend is Calum Institute. You can go to their Facebook page. Look at it, or go to their website, and it's of course the teachers are all trained by Edward, and of course the school is owned by Edmund Lee, and he's of course learned from Edward. It's a great school. And they offer these courses. So I will recommend, do not go into trading unless you study.
Well, there are a lot of other schools, or even you go to YouTube. There are a lot of these things. The only thing is that you have to know how it's done properly. Even our seminars, basically, we teach that. No?
Yeah.
You see all seminars. You go to the training center. We teach you all these things. The sad part is that sometimes, you just want to know, you just want to believe in what you see, right? And then we're not trying to understand it carefully. So just have to be, be careful.
Yes.
When you're going to the stock market, it's really dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We have some questions for Edward, and we're gonna from if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. Good evening, Mr. Lee. Do you think time back in the past is one of the factors of your success? As everyone knows, change is inevitable. Do you think someone at a very young age would be able to do and succeed if they did what you did at this time?
Okay,
from Lysel.
Yes, Lysel. Yes. Nowadays, technology has changed, no? And you have access now to information. You just have to know which one to go to read, and learn from them. Or they attend our seminars, so that we can guide them.
Yes.
Today, our experience I've been in this for the last 44 years. So what we're doing now is really put it together and then guide people how to do it properly.
Yeah.
Unlike before, we don't have that luxury.
That's
we
right.
don't have access to information.
Oh, yeah.
So today we have access to information. So we can see that the sophistication is, if you're a long-term investor, you buy the Philippine growth story, it's not complicated. It's very simple.
Yes.
It's just that when you start doing well, then you think that you want to make more. Then it becomes a challenge. No? So those are so that you need to understand now. But all of these things today are available.
Yeah.
Right. You can attend our seminar in COL, or you can join the Truly Rich Club. You have to be guided. And if you want to elevate yourself to the next level, you have time. You want to be an active trader, or we call it an active investor.
Yes.
Then, by all means, join the schools, and then we can teach you how to do it at a shorter time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Edward, you kept on mentioning Philippine growth story.
That's right. Yes.
You need to believe in that. Edward, a few sentences. What do you mean by Philippine growth story?
Okay. The beauty about the Philippines is we're young population.
Okay.
Demographics, sweet spot, average age of 24 years old. That means the capacity for these young kids has more potential to be able to be more productive.
Yeah.
And so that will, and then of course with what the government is doing today is that they're build, and they're focused. The government is now focused on spending money to really build the whole country.
Yeah.
So just by that alone, the next 3 to 5 years or 10 years from today, you will see huge spending by the government just to be able to connect the whole Philippines.
Wow.
And just those infrastructure, the tax reform itself, if they are able to pass it and they are able to start implementing it, you would see the Philippines growing 7.5 to even up to 8% GDP growth.
8% GDP growth.
So we really believe that if all these are passed, and with the will of the government, that's just gonna continue to connect the whole Philippines, because of all this infrastructure spending. I really believe that we should hit 7 or 8% GDP growth.
I read an article, Edward, about the Philippines in the next 20 to 30 years.
That's right.
We're not talking of just 5 years, 10 years.
Right.
This article was saying in the next 20 to 30 years, just by our demographics alone.
That's right.
It'll be very difficult to stop our economic growth.
That's right.
That's just another way of, it's like, you say, let's push for a growth. The article says, actually, it will be difficult to stop the economic growth.
That's correct.
Wow. Just crazy.
Yes. Because the demographics have shown in any other countries that once you hit that sweet spot of demographics,
24 years.
Yes, that's
average
right.
age.
24 years. Yes, that's right.
Amazing.
Like in other countries, you're talking about 50, 60, 70 years old already.
Yeah.
What we call aging population. And then a lot of them don't have children.
Yeah.
Most developed countries, because life is totally different, right?
Yeah.
So they don't make enough babies really to sustain the country itself.
The economists, a group of economists are now predicting that with all these factors in the Philippines, we will be in 20 to 30 years the 16th economic power of the world. I mean, that blows my mind. So the important thing, the question of Lysel is, over time, because time is really the key.
Yes.
So what Edward was saying was, it's so much better even now because of the technology. And I'm going to add that it's so much better now because timing, that the Philippines is about to take off. It's already, that for the next 20 to 30 years. So that's crazy. All right. Angel has a question. Is it a smart decision to buy health insurance or any kind of insurance that is offered today?
Okay. I'm not an insurance expert, but let me just explain that you always have to be very careful when you're buying a product. So if you want to buy a life insurance or a health insurance, you have to buy be careful and know that what product you're buying. Always remember, don't mix insurance and investment.
Mm-hmm.
So that you need to be very careful on that. So I know some of the insurance people will hate me, but but I think if you are, always remember that investment, separate it. If you want to buy a life insurance, you can just buy a term insurance.
Yeah.
Right? And pay a very minimal fee only.
Yeah.
In fact, I think if you go to Security Bank, you put 2 million, I think you open an account and put 25,000 pesos, you can get the 2 million already life insurance. No? So those are being offered today.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to spend. I mean,
Yeah.
today all these banks now have a back assurance, which encourage people to be insured on a term insurance. And and you can do your own investment.
Yep.
Buy a mutual fund, buy an index fund, or buy the conglomerates.
Yeah.
Ayala, SM,
Yeah.
JG, Aboitiz.
Yeah.
And just hold it for a long, long time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And you do well.
Wonderful. Yeah. Here's a question from Joel. I'm one of those who retired with zero balance, and I'm 60 years old. Is there a chance for me to start on the stock market? Wow. Wow. My heart goes out for you, Joel.
60-year-old with no money?
Yeah.
Is that zero balance?
Yeah. Let's say he says, okay, I'm gonna start earning. I'm gonna find a way to earn.
Well, the sad part about the stock market is that you have to find a job first, right?
Yeah.
So that you'll have money to invest.
Yes.
I think that's what he needs to do.
Yes.
Right? If he feels that he's 60 years old and he has no money, I think he should probably start working, volunteering first.
Yeah.
And then start his network. And eventually get some allowance so he can start. No?
Yes.
Because he has to remember that the average age today is hitting about 80, 85. Right?
Yeah.
So he can't just retire with no money.
Oh, yes.
And waiting for him to die, right?
That's 25 years, Joel.
25 years.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think he has to join organizations, right?
Yeah.
Volunteer.
Yeah.
And start building that network.
That's right.
And then maybe being able to get a sales job.
Yes, sales job.
Or start going to being able to work at home, right?
Right.
Have an internet or just to be able to.
To
I think there's a lot of jobs, online jobs.
There are,
and they can start something, and then so that you can get some money and then start investing.
That's right. So Joel, hope you heard that. Jericho, what certain percentage of your total net worth should be invested in such a risky investment like the stock market?
Yes. The sad part about the stock market is it's all volatility, because maybe North Korea will bomb somebody, somewhere, and then you will see huge volatility.
Or there's a huge earthquake.
Yeah, that's right. So what we do is, in fact, in Truly Rich Club, we always, whenever we give a talk, the maximum you can put is just 20%.
Yes.
Because if you do more than 20%, it will affect your lives already. Because the market can go down from 10, 20, 30, 50%.
Yeah.
And it has happened for the last 10 years. There are about probably twice that you lose 40, 50%.
Yeah.
So can you imagine your life saving losing 40, 50% and you're not mentally prepared for it?
Yeah.
So that's why whenever we give a talk, it's maximum that you can put in a risky asset. It's just 20%.
That's right.
And the other 80%, you can invest in real estate, you can invest in fixed income, And I think that's what they have to understand.
Yes.
No? So 20% is the maximum already.
Yeah.
Right? So now if you're younger, it's totally different. You can increase it. But even if you're young, you should also look for, capping at 20%. And then the balance, you have probably invested in businesses, looking for new opportunities rather than anything.
That's right. So I hope you heard that. And very important, when Edward says that the stock market drops, you know that it's going to go up anyway, right? And so mentally, you can say to yourself, I lost 20% today, but that's just on paper, and I'm just going to wait. But sometimes emotionally, it's still painful if you're. I mean, not like me. I mean, I can control my emotions because it's like, I don't know, maybe because I'm so immersed in this, like every day, I know it's going to go up in a year, 2 years, but maybe other people are not emotionally prepared. That's why Edward is saying, 20%. At least you can handle that. Ivan has an interesting question. It's not a stock market question. Do you play golf? Is it true that business is done in golf? How much was the biggest deal you closed in a golf game? Ivan Suarez.
I do play golf.
Yes.
And yes.
Once a week?
Twice a week.
Wow.
Yeah. And yes, there are also a lot of opportunities for you to close deals in a golf game because you have 2-3 hours together.
Yeah.
Right. So there are a lot of opportunities. Yes, I believe that. Yes.
Last question from Pao. What would you say was the single most influential factor in your success? Wow.
I think that's a tough question.
That's right.
Yeah.
Usually there are a lot of factors, why. But if there's one, what would it be?
I believe that if you manage your risks in anything you do, I think that's the most critical.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Managing risks.
Managing risk.
That's right. So
whatever
you do, let's say investing.
Yeah.
That's why we say you should only put only 20%.
Oh, okay.
So even in business, you really have to make sure that, managing risk is like maybe minimize your expenses just to be able to build the business.
That's right.
So I think my savior, the only reason why I survived was really because you can do well.
Yeah.
But if you're not aware of what you're doing, sometimes you can lose a lot of money, right?
Yes.
Even in businesses, even in investing. So I think that the most important is that's why even in what we do is risk first, profit second.
Wow.
Right. So I think I mean there are a lot of things, but I think
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. For example, when you start a business, don't open 3 stores right away.
Right. That's correct.
Because there's some people who are so fired up. I can do this. I can handle this. No. Start with one, and then learn all the mistakes through the mistakes, and then after that you can open 2, and then later on 3. So it's better really to
that's correct
protect yourself.
That's right.
From manage your risk. I
that
love
was
that.
That was shared to me by one of my my investor, the father of my investor. When we were he was getting some money from the dad. I was in Hong Kong, I remember, and the dad shared with us on that you don't open 2 or 3 stores first. Start with a small one and then build it through time.
Yes.
Once you understand, you practice it.
Yes.
It's similar in the stock market. You don't want to. If you don't know anything about it, start small and then build it up, learn, and it's all available now.
That's why some people ask me, Brother Boy, I want to start investing in the stock market. I've got 500,000 here. What stock will I buy? Do I pour everything? And Edward will always tell me, no. What you do, tell that guy, just divide this 500,000 to 10, and then every month just put 50,000. Just every month put another 50. So because you're learning, and it's better if you just slowly do it.
What people don't realize is that if you don't experience it yourself, and you depend on somebody to give you an advice, then there's a problem, because it's not sustainable.
Oh,
right. So you really have to go to the process of learning it also. By understanding why they're giving you this kind of advice, and then from there learn it, and then it will be sustainable. Then you can build your business there, either in business or even in the investment side.
Wow.
Yeah. So through time, minimize your risks, manage your risks, then you'll do well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Edward and I have a seminar this Saturday in PICC for the stock market from 8 o'clock in the morning until 12 noon. I'm not sure, though, if there are still some seats available, because the last thing I heard was that we're almost full. But just in case you want to still join, go to www.trulyrichclub.com/stock market seminar. That's where you go. But again, I'm not going to promise if you can all fit in. But my Ian says that we just have, I think, 20 plus seats so available left. But anyway, you can join if you want, if you're somewhere here in Metro Manila. But let's say you're in the province or you're abroad and you really want to start learning how to do this. My recommendation is that you join the club. It's trulyrichclub.com. That's where you go. www.trulyrichclub.com. Online, we will teach you, we will coach you. You will receive everything through email, and then there will be some videos, and just go through it over time as the months go by. Then we're going to teach you, even if you're living in the province or living in another country, there is a way of opening a COL financial account. It will be a little bit tedious, but hey, if you want to grow rich, you go through the tedious paperwork. Some people want everything easy, Edward. Like, if you want to make money, you have to go through the documentation. And
well, I always say that, right? Everybody wants to be rich, but they don't want to put time in how to do these things. So it's a process.
So there, we want you to really, I'm gonna end this show with how we began. That Edward says, love saying it, every Filipino deserves to be rich. And we mean that with all our hearts. And that's why we're doing these shows. And, Edward, he's the owner of COL Financial. He's the owner of many other businesses. And he's starting a new business very soon. Huge one. So he doesn't need to come here. Like, why is he spending time here with you? I'm not paying him. But he does it for some other reason. It's fulfilling for him to help people. It's the joy of giving without expecting anything in return. This is the deeper meaning of life, and that's why I love working with Edward. It's just that's why he's my mentor. He's not only my financial mentor; he's my life mentor. It's just seeing somebody being so generous, so selfless. His employees love him, by the way. Known just all these 40 years. Incredible. It's incredible to work under such a generous man, a loving, selfless man. So thank you, Edward.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. All right.
We're going to pray. We're going to ask God for a blessing in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Father, it's so good that we're here together, and we pray for your Holy Spirit. Continue to guide and lead us. For everyone watching this show, we ask you for your Holy Spirit. May you guide and lead them every step of the way to become better in their financial life, as well as in the other areas of their life. To prosper them, Father, so that they can prosper others, in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. In the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. For all Truly Rich Club members, we're going to have Success Code. That's another show, but it's only for Truly Rich Club members with Edward Lee at 8 in the morning tomorrow to be there, available online for the next 4 days. And we're going to be talking with Edward specifically on some strategies still in the stock market. And you would want to watch that. So this is exclusive for Truly Rich Club members. It's just a short show. I love short shows, not as long as this one, but we will go to the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts of the stock market. Specifically, the whole question of emotional, what do you call that, Edward?
The emotional cycle of investing.
We're going to talk about the emotional cycle of investing in our show, Success Code. And watch that. It will be available at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. If you're not yet a member of the Truly Rich Club, please do sign up so that you can watch that show. God bless you. See ya next week.